My name is Roland Brown. I'm a high school guidance counselor. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'd like to introduce you to our brand new guidance counselor. This is Mr. Roland Brown.
I'm not your typical guidance counselor. I'm actually going to help you. Let's do a shot.
There's got to be something wrong with him. Students like him.
Oh, yeah. If you think the teenagers at Grusin High have problems, wait until you meet their guidance counselor. Please welcome Guidance's writer, director, and star, Pat Mills. Good morning.
Good morning. Applause. Amazing.
Pat, you have been traveling the world promoting this film, so much so you just literally flew in right now from?
Yeah, from Seoul, Korea.
Exhausted?
So, exhausted, but on, like, I'm 13 hours ahead, so it's cocktail hour. And I saw you were making some drinks
we
there.
have a mixologist.
Yeah, so we can make that work.
Speaking of cocktails, you have quite a few in this film. I was able to watch it this weekend. It is truly a dark comedy. What I love about dark comedies is the fact that it makes you sympathize for someone at the same time, perhaps be terrified by them. It's that shade of gray and then some where you don't know quite how to respond. And I think that's such a cool feeling that you've been able to do through this film. Where in your brain did you come up with this concept, which is a guidance counselor who really isn't one, who's very dysfunctional and kind of needs guidance in his life?
Well, I always wanted a fun high school guidance counselor, and I never had one. And I think that the kind of person who should be giving advice to teenagers should be a bit immature and be able to relate to them on like the way that teenagers relate to each other, which is drinking and smoking drugs.
That's what he does. He gets on their level.
He does.
Then a lot of madness ensues. Now, you wrote this, you directed this, and at first I heard you weren't so keen on starring in it. So at what point did that change?
When we were auditioning some people, just things weren't clicking, and then my producers saw me doing some improv with some of the young actors who came in, and then I had to audition for my movie, which was really awkward.
And isn't that almost impossible to, okay, fine, you've written it, but then to direct and then switch from behind the camera and then get in front of the camera? Was that daunting? How did you balance that?
I took those 5-hour energy shots and just drank them all day. I didn't have any booze on set, oddly enough, but it ended up being really good to be within the scene and being able to direct and doing some improv with the other actors, and I wouldn't have been able to do that from the monitor, obviously. So it ended up being a really terrifying experience, but I think it helped the film.
You did a brilliant job, and you literally do carry this, being in every single scene. Is it true that this is also based on an alter ego / alt autobiography, that if things didn't turn out the way they did for you as a former child actor, if you recognize them, you can't do that on television? Did you draw from what could have been? Oh,
for sure. I kind of look at David Gold as like my twin brother who was dropped a lot as a baby. So he's a former child actor who didn't quite transition to adulthood, so he's still immature and copes with alcohol.
And of course, it is a love letter to Toronto. You see different scenes, and the whole thing is shot in here. Did that help things to feel like you were at home here? Yeah,
I mean, a lot of friends and family helped out on the set, so it's always good shooting in your hometown.
Yeah, I'll say. You're quite nude in one scene.
Yeah.
Were you at all apprehensive when filming that scene, or did you just think, let's go for it, I'm fully immersed in character?
You know what, I thought I was going to be really nervous, but we were having a really crazy day, and so the last shot scheduled, so I was like, you know what, I'm disrobing, let's do this.
I'm doing it.
Yeah.
What do you hope people take from this film?
I just hope that they have a really good time and laugh a lot, but then get a bit uncomfortable at the same time, which is why I made the movie.
It instantly took me back to high school and my guidance counselor, because there's always that like weird feeling of are they really into it? And it's a great movie, and it definitely does spring up a lot of different emotions, and you do a brilliant job in it. And I hear you've got something else cooking.
Yes, I have my next film. We just got financed by Telefilm, and it's called Don't Talk to Irene. And it's a teen dance movie, but it's set in a retirement home. In a retirement?
Yeah. Makes perfect sense. I cannot wait to see that and everything else you're doing. Guidance is now playing at TIFF Ballet Box. You actually premiered it last year at TIFF, and you've been doing it. Comes full circle. Continued success. Right now, over to Kev in the newsroom.